All right, welcome. So we're going to jump right into it. First of all, thank you for being here. And we are going to take a look at Cakewalk next today. And what I would like to do is use the built-in plugins in order to master a piece of music. So a couple of things that I want to do right off the bat. Number one, mute the phone. And what I'd like to do is start off with the resources for anybody that's interested in learning this. So what I'm going to do is drop in the way that I like to learn any program is to work on the keyboard shortcuts. So very briefly here, and I'll jump in a second on the actual screen, but getting set up here. So yeah, let's jump in. Let's get my mug out of the way here. All right, so we've got Cakewalk next here. Now the program that I like to use is called ANKI or ANKI, I'm not sure. I would say ANKI. But it's a flashcard program. I don't know if I can make this larger for you. There we go. That's another thing we're going to get better about here, is increasing things so that if somebody's watching on their phone, it's going to make a little bit more sense. So I've dropped a couple in here, but what I'd like to do for everybody is let's generate another window here. And we will go into our studio. I'll show you exactly what I'm doing here. So we're going to go into our studio. And let's take a look at content. Live. There we are. I look like I got some information to share. So let's go ahead and edit this. And then what I've done here is I've dropped a couple of links. Matter of fact, I'll just show you in Drive, and then I will so that out of the way. So yeah, what I've got here is the ANKI package. I'm still working on getting this green screen. You know what I might do is just back it up, back that screen up, and have it just be kind of a different vibe, not try to take up this whole area here, right here. I don't know. I'll work on that. Still have not gotten another camera. That's in the pipeline. But for now, we're still using this one. Anyway, up here, you can see that. Basically, we've got two different shortcuts here. And then I'd also like to get to you the, let's see, the ANKI download page. So what this will do, I'll drop this in the chat as well. Can I not drop links? I wonder if I've got that disabled or if that's even... Okay. No? All right, well, I'll drop that in the description. How about that? So what we're going to do, go down to description. Wild. I don't know why this is, I think this is a me problem. There we go. Well, in that case, okay. So what we're doing here is dropping the ANKI download page. That'll take you right to download for your desktop. There's also a mobile app on Android. I'm assuming on iOS, but you never know. Anyway, one of the best flashcard resources out there. So I've got that, and I'd also like to do the Cakewalk next. Shortcuts, let's do a little cleaner. And then .txt file if you'd like to do that. And I can walk through how to import these very quickly. So the .txt, now this is where we'll go over here. Copy link. I've already got this set so that if you go to share, anyone with the link can view. Should be able to download it, so let me know if you have any issues there. But there's the text file if you want to import it that way, and then we have the ANKI package file. And we'll just snag this one, APKG. Also already set to anyone with the link can view. So we've got that. Let's go ahead and update there. From that, I'm not going to mess around too much with description and tag right now. I'll get that, so later if people find this video, they'll be able to check it out. All right, so there you have it. Let's go ahead and jump back in ANKI. So we've got our keyboard shortcuts. Now it's showing new here. They're actually 50 some, 60, I can't quite remember. But what you'll do is you'll go into File, Import. Then, luckily it's already on the page that we want. And yeah, you'll basically look at we've got the package here, and then we've got the text file here. So really either one works. I don't know if this one is easier on the, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but let's say we want to use this one. It's going to pop this up, and there's a bit of a learning curve with ANKI, but it's not too bad. Basically for this, and when you open that text file, you'll realize that there's just a comma separating them. And then here you can preview what it's going to do. So however you set that up, tab would also be if you drop in a CSV file, like an Excel file. That's where that's going to come into play. But in this case, I've set it up in a fairly easy and intuitive way. Notation type basic deck. That's the only other thing you want to double check, is make sure that you've got the deck made. I don't think, yeah, it looks like you need to create the deck before you can do that. Existing notes update, preserve, or duplicate. And this program is a little bit thick if you get into, you know, all of the options in the menus. I just like things to work, so I'm not like a programmer type. This is open source, it's free, and really, really solid program. But let's actually take a look at what it does. And because I don't know Cakewalk, I'm going to do a quick little study session, particularly since nobody's in here live right now. And if somebody jumps in, I'll catch them up. But yeah, let's hang out and do a little bit of flashcard work. And then next, what we're going to look at is a new project. And currently, I don't know if I've got anything to actually master. There was somebody with a request quest who actually requested this, and I don't have that file quite yet, so we can just figure it out on the fly. But for now, let's do a little ANKI study. So Cakewalk next, you click into it. It's going to give us 20 new per day based on our settings. And again, settings, go back to decks, settings here, options, they say. And new cards. Yeah, see what I mean? It gets pretty thick. Now, this is a new algorithm they've got for retention. And again, this gets over my head pretty quickly, but basically they use kind of an algorithmic version of the Lightner system, which is the box system where, you know, old school version of memorizing flashcards is you have 5 boxes and then you study everything in box 1 until you know them all. You know, you hit them all without missing. And as you learn them, they go into box 2. And then you start working box 2 into box 3. And then I think if you get it wrong, it goes back to box 1. So you basically, every time you get one right, it goes 1 box over, but you can't move to box 4 until you know box 3. I probably botched the exact definition of that, but you get the idea. So desired retention, yeah, so this gets pretty thick. We're not even going to mess around with that. There is a setting. Here we go. Very first thing, daily limits. Preset. This deck, blah, blah, blah. Maximum reviews per day. Yeah, so I'd say just stick with the default settings. And let's jump in to study now. New project. Oh, everybody knows this one. Control N. Now, keyboard shortcuts for ANKI, actually. Spacebar. And you can space. No, you can't. Well, we got that one right. I don't know what happens if you hit space twice. I think it gives you credit for it. But open project. I'll pause. Control O. Now, down here, you see you've got, again, hard, good, easy. I'm pretty hardcore myself. Now, I knew that one right away, so I'm going to hit number 4. Not on the keypad, but on the number pad above your keys. We'll hit 4. Save project, Control S. Okay, so these are all pretty basic. 4. Save project now, Control Shift S. I'm going to say Control Shift 4. Control Shift S. Yes. Save project is a template. I don't know, actually. Control Alt Shift S. All right, we'll say 1 because I didn't know that. Export audio. Control E. All right. Publish to BandLab. Now this is one that's getting specific to Cakewalk next. So in that case, I don't know it. So we're just gonna hit spacebar, Control B. So BandLab, bounce, whatever works for you. So BandLab, publish, B, pretty solid one. I'm gonna hit 1 because I had no idea. Exit, Control W, Control Q. Okay, no. Insert audio track. Just because I know sonar a little bit, I'm gonna say Control T. Yeah, T for track. Let's go ahead and do 4 on that. Instrument track. How about Control Shift T? There we go. Instrument track. So you had audio track, Control T, then instrument track, Control Shift T. What's the difference between an audio track and an instrument track? Audio track is going to be feeding through your audio interface, or if you're just working from your keyboard microphone, don't recommend that, but that is what the audio, it's going to be actual audio. Instrument track is going to be something like Contact or Albion 1 that is an instrument, or I mean, Cakewalk probably has some built-in ones. I hope they do. So that's an instrument track where it's not a MIDI track either, but it is MIDI based. So Control Shift T for, I think I got that right. I was a little hesitant, so let's do 3. Save project as a template. Oh, we had this one. What did we say? Control Shift Alt T or S. Control Alt S. All right. I'm gonna say hard miss on that. Publish a band lab. Band lab B. Control B. Control B. We nailed it. Exit. Control Q. Quit. A lot of programs are Control W, but this one is Q. Easy. Insert sampler track. All right. Control Alt Shift T. Okay. Control Shift X. Sampler XXX. Yeah, I don't know how to remember that. But Control Shift X. And I'm also on the keyboard actually doing the combinations without actually hitting them, without pressing the keys. But that kind of helps build your muscle memory as well. Let's keep moving on. Botch that one. Insert pad controller track. Oh, another thing I recommend is as you're going through these, drop them in. So what was the last one? Control Shift X. So we have a new sampler down here. Not going to be giving us anything yet because we don't have anything loaded. And I don't know how their samplers work. Drag audio from loop browser to, okay, so we're getting into loops over here. Let's turn our volume up. Are you getting that? I don't think it's popping up. Let's see. Properties, output. Okay. It doesn't look like you're hearing that. Well, that's gonna suck. Interesting. Let's see. Got our volume up. Let's play some other music or something like that. What a drag, man. But like we say, there wouldn't be a day if we don't have some sort of a technical thing rocking. Let's just go to library. All right, so you're hearing that. Cakewalk being selfish with the audio. That one's going to be on the next chill music drop that we do. So let's take a look at this. You're still not getting anything from there, it looks like. Interesting. Not 100% sure why. I think that, I mean, the other day when we were doing it with Sonar, it was coming through. At least I hope so. Probably can't see this, and I can't zoom in. Well, we'll remember that for if I actually jump in, if I got time to jump into Next itself. That's not going to do well for actually, let's see. Remember, create an audio track. Control T. So it's referencing here. Let's just see if we can record a little something and see if that plays back. I'm holding shift and scroll wheel to scroll left and right. Record a little something and see if that plays back. You're not hearing that, are you? I wonder if probably gonna wreck everything. Check, check. Feel like it's gotta be a cakewalk thing. We're doing that. Device timestamps, we don't want that. See what this does. What's saying audio driver? Oh, that's what we just switched. Record a little. Oh, sounds terrible. Well, I mean, it may be picking up from my speakers anyway. But let's go ahead and not get too bogged down, although we already are. Record a little something. Oh, there we go. All right, well, fixed. Not think about it too much. And then this will probably send us back to where we were. Record a little something. Of course. Let's see. Interesting, because, well, you can't see this, but I'm at default down here. Record a little something. Record a little something. Well, record a little something and see if that. You're getting it in my mic at least. Which really you should be monitoring yourself through your record a little something headphones. But that being said, let's jump back in, finish up our little study session, and you know, then we'll jump into the next. So insert pad controller. What do you think? Control Shift P. So again, jump back over and test Control Shift P. Pad controller. We don't have anything triggered yet. But there you have that. I did not know that, so we're going to hit 1. Save project as a template. I know we had this one. Control Shift, Control Alt S. There we go. Give that a 3. Insert sampler track. Control Shift T. Control Shift X. 1. New project. Control N. 4. Real instrument track. Or sorry, instrument track. Remember we had Alt or Control T for audio. This is Control Shift T. Control Shift R. Instrument, rack track. Let's see what that does. So we're gonna hit 1 there. Control Shift rack. Instrument rack, okay, interesting. And I'm guessing hit this. Can't move that. Okay. All right, so that's if you want to make several different blends. Like if you want to do a blend of, what do we have, 12-string guitar. Let's do some Cakewalk ones. How about string section? So, okay, I'll have to play around with that. But jumping back over, Instrument track folder. What do we got here? I have no idea. Control Alt F. All right, that's a weird one. Control Shift G. Let's test it. There we go. There's our folder. Drop it down. And okay, looks like the master has to stay at the top. Wait a minute. How do you open up Inspector? Maybe I? There's got to be. Well, see, and this is why I really enjoy doing keyboard shortcuts, because as you do it, you'll be like, let's see, we got Inspect over here. Is it I? B goes to that. All right, well, we don't know what I is yet, or what Inspector is, but if you hit B, that'll open and close your browser, and you can click on Inspect here. So input for this is, and now Y, we don't really want to go right to the driver, but or a little something. Still not. Okay, so it's still picking up that output to the master, but see, we're not getting anything on our master bus. We don't care about that. Output SSL 1, output 2. Yeah. Well, interesting. Cakewalk next. All right. Well, let's keep cranking along then. Control Shift G for good folder. I don't know. I got nothing there, but I did not know that, so we're gonna hit 1. Pad controller track. Control Shift X was sampler. Pad controller. Control Shift R. Pad. Oh, jeez. Okay. Control Shift P for pad. Sampler track. Control Shift X. All right, we're starting to get that one. I'll give it a 4. Just a instrument rack. Control Shift R. Done. Insert instrument track. So audio track, Control T, instrument track, not instrument rack track, R. Control Shift T. There we go. We got that one now. Hitting 4. Insert bus. I mean, got to be Control B. Of course not. Control Alt T for track, bus track. So alternate track, bus track. All right, I'm going to hit 1. Zoom in. I mean, I'm going to try Control. Yeah, I mean, hold Control and scroll. We'll do it. And then let's just guess Control left and right arrow. Up, down arrow. No. All right, let's see what we got. Control right. That would imply the right arrow. I gotta check my own. Make sure we're here. Oh, okay. You gotta be selected in the transport window. So yeah, it is Control, either mouse wheel holding the Control button, or Control and right and left. So there you have that. Did I get it right? I think I did. I'm going to do a 4 on that, just for brevity's sake. Insert track folder. We have to go to our folder, Control Shift G. Nailed it. Pad controller. This is where I thought, you know, Control Shift P or something like that. But in this case, I don't remember. Control Alt Shift T. Oh, all right. P for pad. All right. Control Shift P, pad. Big miss on that. So down here again, this is a little small, but this says, again, 1 minute, hard 6 minutes, good 10 minutes, and easy 2 days. Now, what happens with this, which is pretty interesting, the way that ANKI works, and again, if you're just jumping in, the links are in the description. I think so. Uh-oh. Let's see. Did I save it? I did. So if you go to the description, you'll see that we've got our flashcard package for Cakewalk TXT, which is pretty easy to drop in. And then we've also got the native ANKI package, which if you don't know ANKI, it's a great flashcard program. And then here, this should take you directly to not just the download page, but it should scroll you down to downloads. So you got Windows 10, Mac, Linux, and then mobile for iOS and Android. Check it out, download that. What I'm going to be doing, kind of pivoting a little bit from previous videos that I've done, is I'm just going to drop the resources right away. Let me update that. So if you want to jump into the description, grab these. This links to my drive for that text file and for the ANKI package, ANKI. So there we have that. All right, back to work. Pad controller, Control-Shift-P. I botched it, so we're gonna hit 1, 2, 3, or 4 on the keypad, or not on the keypad, but on the numbers above your keyboard. So botched it. 1. Insert bus. I think I said Control-B, but it's Shift-Alt-T. I don't know. Control-Alt-T. All right. We didn't get it. I'm going to say, again, zoom out. Control and scroll, or control left-right arrows. Oh, zoom out. Yeah, but you get the idea. So we're going to give ourselves credit. Increase track height. Oh, this is something that I actually like using a lot. So let's get back to next. We haven't guessed it yet, but I'm going to say control up, down. Okay. That's what I'm doing. And then does not work with the scroll wheel. Control down, and then it'll give us, you know, the opposite, but I'm going to give credit for that. Decrease track, control up. Show arranger track. This is a good one. I don't know. Could have guessed that. I see. Oh, cool. I'm guessing this is where you can say... Oh, it's a play button. So we could say... Verse 1. Verse 2. No? Maybe Alt. There we go. Nope. There we go. Control. So what I'm doing there, control click to change these up. And let's say we go... These are not 8 or 16 bars, I don't believe, so don't make fun of me. Control Shift chorus. And can we change? Yeah. There you go. So, yeah, not bad. That's how you can start to build out your song. And again, B for bin, or browse, I guess. I was thinking of it as bin. If I wanted to... Whoa. All right. I guess just dragging... What I was trying to do is select both of these and then drop them here. Chorus. Yeah, so you can quickly build your song this way. And again, that's pretty garbage, but that's not the point. And what were we doing? Arranger track. So this is your arranger track. And to open and close, we're pressing A. I botched it, so I'm going to give myself 0 or hit 1 on the number pad there. Not the pad, the number line. We'll get it next time. Insert pad controller track. Control Shift P. Nailed it. Insert bus. Control Alt T. There we go. Now, I normally would say good for myself because I'm hard on myself when I do these kind of flashcard sessions, but we're just going to go for number 4 on that. Template. Oh, boy. Alt Shift S. Control Alt S. All right. We just botched it. Arranger track A. 4. Template. I think we just did this, right? Control Alt S. Yeah, see, and what it's doing is it doesn't have our limit here, but I think that might be the last one. Control Alt S, we nailed it. All right, congratulations. You have finished this deck for now. Again, I've got the links to those down in the description already, and a link to ANKI's download. It's open source, meaning free, and check it out. It's the best flashcard program I've ever seen, and that is one of the best ways I learn. So hopefully you find a little bit of use for that. And I've got the Cakewalk Next shortcuts down there, as well as a link directly to the ANKI download. So what you could do at this point is custom study if we wanted to push through. For time's sake, I'm not going to do that. But what we've learned today is some of the basics, how to make different tracks. So let's go ahead and... is this easy to delete? All right. And you can also right click and delete this way. But we know now how to make an audio track. Control Shift. I don't remember what this is. I think that's... What the hell? Oh, an instrument. Okay. So we know how to make an instrument track. And the other thing I highly recommend is jumping into a blank project like this. And see, we got new project up here. And also, this wasn't in our cards, but we figured out that B, which is a pretty common one, and then we don't know our inspector yet, but it's got us on that. We can inspect our master track, which again, not sure why our audio is not triggering the master, but I don't think we'd have to send to it. Yeah, that's just to a bus. Oh, interesting. So yeah, that's good that it sends to the bus. Our output is bugging me. So does this send? This is not sending. Let's try to record a little bit more. Check, 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 check. 1, 2, 1, 2. And can we loop? But yeah, so basically what I recommend is clicking around, learn the keyboard shortcuts, and yeah, play around. There's got to be a way to loop it. Well, loop, shift. Oh, that's another way you can quick reference. This is, most programs have this, but basically, yeah, go up here, and what I mean by, play around, I mean like try to wreck your, just click on stuff. What does this do? This moves. Okay, so we got a fade built in. Or highlighted this audio track. What did we learn? Control down. And again, obviously you can, most of the times I just kind of do this. And let's see, so control does it like that. What if we hold shift? To give us quick? No. Alt? No. All right, well, that's a bit of a drag. I like to be able to quickly do it, but it's not too crazy. So yeah, what did we just do? We grabbed a fade out built in. Most DAWs have this. So now we have check, 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 1, 2, 1, 2. A little more dramatic so we can hear what we're actually talking about. Check, 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 1, 2, 1, 2. There you go. So what did we say for looping? Shift L. All right, that brings up our loop, looks like, yeah. So this is how you can check, 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 1, 2, 1, 2. Check. Okay. And check, 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 check. I will figure out, hopefully, why that check, check, check is not pushing through. So that audio, apart from just being terrible, is going to sound terrible in your speakers because while it's now showing through there, it's not coming through the audio mixer down here, which Suno was. So not 100% sure there. I tend to work in Cakewalk anyway. So there you have it. We ran through 20 cards, learned a little bit, and if you close this, I don't think it'll close the entire program. Maybe it does. Yes, it does. Well, we don't need that anymore. Anyway, it syncs with your, your phone. You might have to keep an eye on it and click sync, but then if you go to your phone, study on there, and I think it's got a bunch of ways to import if you're learning a language or anything like that. I tend to use it for either languages I'm trying to learn or things like this. The best way to not only get faster at using a program like this, but to learn things about it that you didn't know before is to just play around with the keyboard shortcuts, and then also get an empty blank file like this and just wreck it. So do we have any for the last 10-ish minutes? Let's see if we've got, well, actually more like 15. Yeah, we got time. Let's see if we can pull up some, yeah, there's that download link again in the description. And then these came from my drive, and they are text files and a package. Did we save that? That's up to date. All right, let's just get Suno, and we'll just grab some random. I mean, yeah, why not? Let's download. Now, you want to download the WAV file. That folder. And we'll just drop this into music. Make that nice and big so everybody can see if you're on your phone. Yeah, so we've got our WAV file here. Let's make sure that's playing for you. All right, so that's coming through. That tells me it's a Cakewalk issue. But let's just see what we can do here. So let's clean this up. Delete that. Delete that. Can we delete the master? No. Can't delete arranger either. What we'll do is clean this up. All right, to highlight all, have one selected over here, shift, click, delete. And then again, keyboard shortcut we just learned today was A. All right. So we've got that. What the hell were we? Oh, we were gonna drop this audio file in. Let's see if we can get a little something going here. All right. And it's highlighted here. I was about to click and drag, which honestly would be faster in this case, but what we'll do, control and up arrow, then I'm also using control right arrow. One I would like to know is how to go back to the beginning. If this gives us a, geez. Shortcut W or, oh, okay, that's cool. So at first it'll get us back to the loop, which again, loop, shift L, of course not, control shift L? Oh, control shift L set up a password. Interesting. Transport, toggle loop playback, shortcut L. Where did I get shift L? Loop selection. All right, I don't really get it, but loop, okay, L for loop. Cool, and then W for begin and win, I don't know. W goes to the back. All right. So let's W it over. And now the original thing I was going to do. Oh, you're not hearing that. Interesting. Well, and again, I don't know why. Yeah, I'm gonna have to mess with this on the. Hey, good morning, Posturas. Good to see you. You missed quite a bit, but you obviously you can always go back and check it out. But what we originally jumped into, I'm just gonna do a quick recap because on next here we are having some interesting audio stuff going on. Basically, you should be able to hear that. But for some reason, we're not getting it through our speakers when we play back through here. So I figure with the last channel loop. Yeah, so you should be hearing that music, but when we play in here, and I'll review what we were going over before, is keyboard shortcuts. So I use a program called ANKI, I don't know. And so basically, I think I closed it. Yeah, I did. So we were learning some shortcuts, but along the way we realized that when we're playing this, we're not hearing it in the, you're not hearing it through OBS. So I'm gonna have to tweak around with that a little bit and see kind of what's going on. Because the entire idea of this was to master something, but I also wanted to go through the keyboard shortcuts. So basically, we're going to have to rename this. But just so you know, I've got the shortcuts dropped in. I think I dropped the ANKI link in the chat as well. But yeah, so the actual ANKI open source, ANKI? Open source is here. It takes you right down to the download page, desktop, and yeah, all that's good. Then these are the flashcards that I made yesterday, which I'm bringing up that right now. Should be. Yeah, so these are the ones I made yesterday. We already practiced our Cakewalk shortcuts. I still got some tick and some sonar to do today. But yeah, it'll give you 20 new a day. That's default. And that is the best way. Here, you can check it out. Browse. And browse by what we're doing. And then here we go. So like sonar, it's a little bit more of a complicated program than next, but I'm going to go through and I'm going to learn all of those keyboard shortcuts. And the whole point of that is that not only to move around the program faster, but what it ends up doing is giving you insight into some things that you might not even know. Disclose your names as a program name. I don't know if I followed that. Disclose your names as a program name. Well, Let's go ahead and I want to look at this one more time because it's bugging me. We got about 8 minutes left, so yeah, I'll put on some chill music. How about that you can actually hear? Yep, you can hear it. if you made it this far, I'd like to say thank you. And yeah, if you don't mind, do all the things. It really does mean a lot with the liking, the subscribing. I never thought I'd be one of those people that says that. Smash that like button, bro. Yeah, but seriously, it really does help a lot. I really appreciate it. And basically, gonna keep making these. And I kind of like Kostuda's recommendation to potentially, I don't know, make it a live radio station or something like that. Maybe composed on the fly. Could be kind of fun. So I'll let this rock for just another second while I wrap everything up. Thank you.